Okay, back to it. I should probably turn that down, actually. That's kind of loud. There we go. Okay, let's see. Audio check. Oh man, it's kind of early. Let's see if anyone gets on. I should probably update the links for these, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, damn. God, why is YouTube being so slow? So slow. Okay, there we go. It should be a lot better now. Anybody get online yet? Nope. Okay, chat's still empty. All good. That is so strange. Why is it like that? Oh, maybe this will change the link, actually. There we go. Okay, that works. That is so odd. Okay, let's see who's online. Alright, still the same. There we go. Okay. Yeah, in the meantime, I'll just change all these, because these have got to be fixed. Okay, that's the old video. Okie dokie. And I should probably actually tell people that this stream is up, otherwise that's gonna look really peculiar. Okay, so you physically just have to put this link in it, or else it doesn't show. Okay, there we go. Much better. Alright, guess I'm just gonna wait for a sec. Okie dokie. See if anybody gets on. Actually, in the meantime, let me go check this out real quick. Did Uncle say anything? That is the stream link, right? It's gonna be really embarrassing if it's not. Okay, there we go. Okay, so, gonna be finishing Onkos today. Oh, hey, Ari. Yeah, I usually try to stream at like 10 in the morning. Yeah. I usually try to stream early. I generally find it's a bit easier to do it in the morning. I have a bit more energy. Pleasure to have you on the stream, though. Let me see. I just gotta check through some of these real quick. Okay, who have I not done yet? Oh, damn. Okay, pretty much everyone is done. So I still have 2 people who haven't got back to me about payment. I think one of those probably isn't going to be getting back to me, and the other one I just still have to get payment from. But it's pretty much this is the last one, and then like maybe one more on top of that. How you doing, Ari? What was I looking at? I was checking something. Right. I was changing out the links on the server, because some of them are really old. Damn, is that right? I feel like I fucked that up. Oh, hang on, somebody responded. Let me check that. Oh, that's super sweet. Alexa gave me a really sweet little compliment. Oh my god. That's very kind of him. Okay, let's see. How's the stream going? I'm doing good. Just been through my morning routine. How have you been? I've been alright. So. I'm like I slept kind of weirdly, but I'm good. I'm just tired. Uh, Funky. Did I not put that stream up? That's so weird. Right now, I'm just quickly sifting through some of the links for the stream on the server because I noticed that YouTube has a stream link and then it has a video link, and the stream link doesn't seem to update the video quite immediately as the video link does. It's like some of the videos still look a little funky, so I'm just swapping those out on the server for posterity. Okay, I think this is the last one. This one should be good. There we go. Okay, that's all organized now. So we're just going to be waiting a little bit until some other people get in the stream, but if not, I'm just going to get started in a few minutes. Okay, just responding to some people. Okay, perfect. Enjoy the typing. YouTube has the strangest ways to make the simplest things needlessly complicated for no reason. It's impressive. Yeah, I don't know. The days of YouTube being like not kind of funky are definitely well behind us. Like, this is obviously nothing new. It's been this way since like 2018, but yeah, I don't know. The page link, which I believe is the stream link, doesn't update for some reason. So like, if you link someone the stream link, if the stream is not there, they will not get to see the video. So you have to send them the video link so that they can see the stream and they can see the video later. So like, you have to do both. It's really strange. I definitely don't. Yeah, I definitely don't get it. Let's see. Anybody else getting on? Because if not, I think I'm just gonna get right on it. Okie dokie. Okay, it doesn't seem like anybody else is going to be getting on, so I think I'm just going to get started. Now let me see, what did this is Onko99's. So he said she looks fine, nothing needs changing. Right, I guess I'm just going to get just straight onto the line work, I guess. Okay, let's get on it. Okay, wait, not the line work, just the colors, what am I saying? Alright, let's get started. Refs are just fine. I'll probably cut that out later in a sec. So her color palette is pretty much set up for us. The hair is definitely going to be a bit of a challenge. Actually, no, it should be fine. She's a pretty, relatively simple color palette. It's like 3 colors. It's the spots I'm not super excited for. Oh, damn, was that it? Is that really all her hair? Oh my god. That was easy. Alright, well, okay, her hair is done. Never mind. Okay, so getting on this. I have no idea how I'm going to do these spots. I think I'm just going to have to put them in manually. Does that look good? Yeah, it's a good gradient for her hair. I might have to swap this out later, but I guess we'll just wait and see. I should probably ditch the background just so I have a better idea of what I'm coloring. So I think yesterday I said I wanted this to be red. And I stand by that. I think the red is going to look really good on her, but if not, we're going to switch it to teal, and then we'll see how that works. What? Why? It's so peculiar. What? I don't know, size bucket tool is really funny sometimes. Okay, red, 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 red. So all this should be red. Okay, I kind of like how that looks. And then make this a bit darker. And then later I'll make those tassels like that kind of beige, the rope color that I was thinking of making them earlier. They're gonna have to be a fair bit lighter though, so it'll be something like this, I suppose. Actually, I'll use the yellow that was provided here. Why not? Because this already contrasts pretty well with her colors. Let's try this. Okay, I'll leave these here for now. I won't really touch them. Ooh, almost forgot. Right, those two. And then I'll leave that there for now, and then I think I'll just adjust the color very slightly. So it feels a bit more in tandem with the design. Oh, to be fair, the yellow does contrast fairly well. Okay, we'll leave it as yellow. I think these blacks a bit more distinct. It's a bit too dark right now. Let's fill that in. I don't know what color this is gonna be. Purple bend. Yeah, we'll leave it like this. And this red is definitely too dark. So something like this maybe? And perhaps, what is this? So I don't think the red on this should have like an actual purple lean to it. This should probably lean more to orange. Yeah, orange makes more sense for this one. Which means the darker color should gray out, and this should be a lot lighter. No, much more orange. Yeah, definitely not purpling it. This is always kind of a pain though, to really get this dark color to shine, or not to shine, to contrast properly. You either have to make the light super, super light, or you have to make the dark a little more purple, and we can't really do that for this one, because it wouldn't look too right. So we could just desaturate it, and then shift this to orange, but that still doesn't look right, so we'll keep it saturated for now. And then I think on this upper kind of little piece of fabric up here, I think I'll make this a bit lighter too while I'm at it. Okay, or the whole thing could just turn red. That's also perfectly fine. Here we go. I think I'll make this a bit lighter. Ooh, I might even make it translucent. Been doing a lot of that recently. Okay, maybe not. So maybe this could be very, very lightly saturated red. And then this will contrast with that. And then I can actually maybe make this part dark. And then that way I can make the lines on this lighter. And it shouldn't look too crazy. Yeah, hang on, I have an idea. What if we try this? That looks kind of nice. I kind of like that. Hell yeah. There we go. Let me think. This is darker. Ooh, wow. Okay, I did not think that was going to work as well as it did. That's very pretty, actually. That's like the perfect shade. Hell yeah. Alright, guess we're going with that. Okay, back to the red of the bikini. This is the part that might be a little tricky. Because I think this is a good blend, but I'm not super sold on it quite just yet. Damn. I guess it is just fine, actually. It might be this orange is throwing me off a little bit, getting me lucky with can't get it. That sorry, you are getting lucky with the color picks today. Yeah, I am. I'm definitely getting pretty lucky with the colors today. There you go. Yeah, there's not too much. I haven't had to struggle too much for these. I think it's just because when you have a very neutral color palette like this, it's very easy to kind of decide what it's going to look like. Ooh, actually, that looks way better darker and like kind of green. Yeah, this like sandy color is like perfect, I think. This is way nicer. Gradient. Yeah, this should, yeah, when you have a very neutral starting palette like this, it's very easy to add on like literally any color and it would look nice. That's why I was considering teal earlier too. Because teal on this would definitely work. Teal, any color that's just generally high contrast with a neutral. So this is like a bend to white. Anything that's like red or blue, which would bend slightly to like black or dark gray. As I think red bends to dark gray. I don't remember. Uh, sorry, I'm talking about. So like, what I'm essentially talking about is when you're doing colors, there's like different patterns, right? Like you want contrast. And even though these colors aren't that far off in the color scale, when you desaturate them, they look very different. And so this is contrast, and this is what we're looking for. And so like we have her color palette, which will bend to white, and then we have the contrasting color, which is this red. And you can already tell that's fairly different, but when we desaturate it, it becomes really apparent just how different it is. That's why a lot of people tend to shade in black and white, because it's a lot easier than to do the whole color theory thing. I've done that in the past. It's definitely good, like it works, but I just generally prefer to do the color thing on the fly because I prefer it. I like seeing it in action. But yeah, that's color theory essentially. It's all that color theory gobbledygook. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, that's why I had the selection there. Okay, here we go. Put that in there. Hey, do you have work today, Ari? Just out of curiosity. Because I remember Mark was telling me that, I don't know how the hell he does it, but he apparently has the streams on at work, which I was very flattered to hear. It's very sweet. Um, God, I might have to get a job soon. Like a retail job. Actually, no, I kind of miss my old retail job. It's pretty fun sometimes. I'm gonna go back to retail and then I'm gonna remember why I left retail. That's probably what's gonna happen at this rate. Ooh, okay, that looks really nice. That looks wonderful. Actually, don't worry, Ari. You don't even have to respond to that if you don't want to. Here we go. Colors. What? Why is this not? Oh, right. This is the dark actually. What? Oh, that's why. Forgot I had that on a alpha lock. Okay, perfect. So we got that now. I think I'm gonna make this a bit darker, just for the hell of it. So that looks good. That looks good. These darks are definitely really nice. Yeah, I like how this is coming out so far. And then I think I'll make this little tip up here orange. Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you for infesting my mind craves your color knowledge. Sorry, my mind crevice with your color knowledge. There we go. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just like, this is the stuff I learned, you know? I might as well be using it for something. Uh, yeah, color is definitely one of my favorite things. I like colors. Dark, dark, dark. I forgot the dark here. Oh, silly me. Confound it. Oh, how concerned this is. Damn, okay, that looks really good. The hair. The hair is throwing me off. This needs to be warmer, because or else the yellow doesn't, it's not the same contrast value. That looks very pretty, actually. Gotta go for now. Have a great rest of the day and stream. You too, Ari. Have a good day. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, that looks much nicer for the hair. The tail. The tail also has this color as well. Let me do that before I forget about the tail, because I always forget about the tail. Oh, for Christ's sake. Are they doing construction again? I swear to God. For anyone still watching the stream, if you start to hear the ceiling cave in, that's perfectly normal. Don't mind that. What is that? Oh, that's leg fluff. I just didn't color it in. Sorry, I didn't snip off the line here. There we go. Okay, tail, 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 tail. Let's try this. Okay, perfect. Damn. The fact that she has like a really simple color palette is definitely a huge help for this. Not too much effort to get it to balance right, which is nice. Sometimes it can be really tough to get a lot of colors balanced correctly. Not that I'm saying anything is wrong with a lot of colors. It's definitely fun to do in their own time, but for an early morning stream, definitely nice to not have to think too hard about it right now. Well, early morning, it's not that early, I guess. Here we go. And just clean that right up. Perfect. Okay, so we got the browns here. So this is definitely going to have to be a bit more red. Yeah. And this will have to shift to a lighter hue. Almost perfect. Oh yeah, that's really nice. There we go. Yeah, it looks better up there. I think I'll saturate this a teeny bit more and darken it. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. Holy shit, when did I get to 192 subs? What the fuck? Oh my god, when did that happen? God, my spine. It's a little too dark down here, actually. Oh, that's why it's a little too, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Real. And then this can be gradientized as well. Not a word, probably, but it is now. Alright, perfect. Okay, so it's the secondary color that's going to be a little tricky. So it's her whole back, and then it comes in at the thumb. Where's my pen? There's my pen. So it comes in here, here, and then that just goes down the entire leg. for all intents and purposes, this entire leg should be darker, except for right here, I believe. Yeah, okay, that should be good. And then the entirety of the upper body except for the chest. Damn, even, yeah, the hands are brown as well. Same brown as the horns. So I'll just fill that in while I'm at it. And how far down does that go across her snout? Okay, down to the nose. Oh, hey, quiet stream today. Nice relaxing one. It goes under her eye and then over her ear. Okay. So that is definitely a little too light, especially up there. Darken that a bit. And then I'll add in her eyes up here. Yeah, she definitely, yeah, her eyes are blue. But her sclera is yellow. Well, yellowed. Actually, let me fix that while I'm at it. Where is my line tool? And then I can add this really lovely blue here. I like this color a lot. It's very, hang on. Yeah, this is like perfect contrast for her. I make it very slightly more teal. Teal's such a lovely color. And the teeth, which should be good. And what am I missing here? The hands, right? That's what I'm missing. Let me just add that in. And there we have the hands. Lovely. Oh, damn, I didn't know that goes right over that. Here we are. Ooh, yeah, just very slightly clean that up. Perfect. All right, let's see. Oh, right, I should probably put a gradient on these. Now, what color is this? Yeah, okay. There we go. And now the pattern for her fur. Yeah, this part's gonna be fun. She has these leopard spots that kind of go across the top. That kind of continues quite a fair bit. Alright, let's give it a try. Let's give it a wave. Let me just grab this. Put this on the other layer up here. If I can remember which one it is. Yeah, it's this one. There we go. Excellent. I don't think there's any more like these I gotta fix. Yeah, this one I gotta fix. And I think that's it. Here we go. Perfect. Oh, a couple of people have responded. Okie dokie. So we got our colors in. How does this leopard spot pattern work? So it's just a bunch of rings, it seems, but they're all like kind of bendy. So let's try it. Okie dokie. What? Why is this like this? Okay. Don't know why that was there. Oh, that's why. There we go. So I'll clean this up right here. Just put that down there. And I think I actually have to put a bit of the canvas here. Yeah, perfect. And now for the spots. This is going to be the fun part. What is this layer? Oh yeah, this is the spot layer. My mistake. Okay, so this part should be kind of either fun or really, really tough. If I can figure out how our spots work. Ooh, actually this is kind of fun. Do they go on her face, actually? No, but she does have freckles. Okay. Oh, her ears. I almost missed that. Which layer is her ears? What the hell? It's gotta be one of these. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Very funny. Yeah, that's on me. I kind of walked into that. So, she has freckles and she has a bit of a pattern on her ears, and then I think that's it, and the color should be done. Damn, okay, that looks really nice, actually. So I think this one's a pretty obvious choice for the color behind her. This is just gonna be red. Some kind of red. Yeah, it just works too well. Might lay in a tiny bit. There we go. I wonder what teal would look like, actually. Let's give it a look. Just not as good. This blends a little too much, though, so I'd like to do something about that. Very slightly yellow, maybe. There we are. Perfect. This is the background. How long have I been streaming for? How far are we in? 30 minutes? Not bad. Now, I don't think there's anything I need to change. I should probably put a gradient on our fur pattern, actually. Very, very slight one. Just so you can see those upper spots. And her ears. This should also have a pattern on it, if I'm not mistaken. Perfect. And I think that's everything. Unless I missed something. Did I miss something? Oh yeah, I forgot the logo. Oops. One sec. Here we go. Hey Glog. How's you doing today? Pleasure to see you on the stream. There we go. Trying to put this J logo in without it being a little too hard to see. Definitely a challenge, because I gotta compress it a lot. Just woke up feeling goopy. Well, good morning. Pleasure to have you on the stream here. I started early today. Also, this turned out really good. Yeah, no, the colors are gorgeous on this one, without a doubt. Yeah, I'm super happy with how that turned out. And it also should contrast perfectly. Yeah, because the background already has this kind of shade of orange here. So this is really, really good. I'm going to adjust this color slightly, I think, actually. Oh, for God's sake. What? Oh, that invisible layer. You know, coloring her lines should be... Yeah, like this should be kind of light, and then this should just be dark. Darker, I should say. That's a little too light. Here we go. Just kind of give her a quick once over. And then for the hair, I'm going to lighten this a tiny bit. Just to make it look pretty. Is there anything I'm missing? Yeah, this I'm missing this. This is what I'm missing. There we go. That should blend a lot better now. But I should darken this part a tiny bit here, just so you can see that. Now, I don't think there's anything... Whoa, oh, thank you, dude. Yeah, no, this one came out great, I think. This is probably one of the really nice ones as far as, like... Man, I can't pick a favorite. All of them are super nice. Nor do I think I'd want to, honestly. I've had a lot of fun with these. Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm gonna... Really nice SMH in my head. I know. I know, I won't pick favorites. Oh, shit. I forgot to alpha lock it again. There we go. Oh, that's really nice, actually. As for the text, I think you said I could do whatever. But just let me make sure real quick. There we go. Okay, perfect. Looks like the next person is about to pay, which means I can get started on it real quick. There's a slot, extra 50, so total would be 200. Okay. Okie dokie. Alright, back to it. So it looks like the next guy's going to be paying in a sec, which means I can actually get started on that now, which is perfect, because then I don't have to work on it later, and I have the evening perfectly free. Which I was thinking of actually maybe doing like a repo stream. I've I've kind of gotten a little bit cracked at repo, so I wouldn't mind doing that. Awesome sauce, yeah, for sure. I gotta get like a PNG tuber thing. Do you guys know anyone who does that? I've spent God knows how long trying to figure out how to do it myself. If I had the time, I would have done it by now. Okay, text. That's what I was gonna check. No, yeah, no, fair enough. I have no idea either. Expression. Did he say anything about the expression? Nope. Okay, Anko didn't say anything about the expression. Okay, that should be fine. No expression, no text. in particular, so I think I'm gonna do this should be 600 points. No, too big. 300. Oh, I have a really funny idea for this one. Was that 600 points? No. Okay, that's 6,000 points. Definitely not. This should be 600. That's so weird. Why did it type out 600 when I copy pasted that? Okie dokie. This should be good. I think I'll make this a bit smaller. There we are. And then I think I can just make my life a little easier and put this on the same level to balance this. There we go. Okay. And that is slightly unbalanced. How do we fix that? How are we going to fix that? So I think I'll move really over here. And then I think I'll just leave this here. And that should balance it out enough. The words. I think that should balance it out enough, and then I have an idea, and then I think I'll just make this manually a bit smaller. And that actually should do it just fine. It's kind of hard to read, I know. I just gotta color adjust this a bit. This is a little too bright here. Still a teeny bit too hard to read. Make this teal. All right, I think that's good. What do you think? What are your professional thoughts on this glug? Just out of curiosity, what does it look like in red? Ooh, it does look nice in like a yellowish orange. I think I might stick to the yellow orange for this one, actually. Hey, thanks, dude. Yeah, I think the yellow orange is a lot nicer. It definitely, I think it contrasts a lot better with the background. Yeah, it does. All right, we'll stick with this then. In that case, this one is just about finished. So I'm gonna give this to Anko. And I think they're asleep right now, but they're busy. But hopefully they like it. Anko Round5, and then the no effects version too. Okay, just gonna export that. And then the NoFX version too. Okay, let me clear out this a teeny bit. So this is now officially... Hang on, actually, wait, let me send it to him first before I say anything. Oh, where'd I put my phone? Next person is Burzy, if payment comes in on time. So let's see. Let me send this over to Anko real fast. Damn, okay, she did come out really nice. Looking at this on my other monitor is actually, damn, that looks really good. Okay, what did Burzy say? Total comes in, okay. Alright, so we're just gonna wait for a sec. See if the next person responds. But until then, this is officially done. Nice, okie dokie. How many people has that been so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we're just gonna wait for the next person, and hopefully that shouldn't take too long. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna set up all the refs real quick. Damn, we had a pretty good round this time, haven't we? Pretty much every single one has been really good. How are you this fine morning? I am good. I'm tired. I did not sleep super well, but it could have been worse. I just had a really weird dream, that's all. Oh wait, I forgot about this one. How the hell did I forget about this? Was literally yesterday. Yeah, no, for real. This season was really good. I feel like, nah, it's fine. I mean, the day's gonna go all right. It's Friday, you know. I gotta say though, I am a little sad that this is the last round of these because these actually turned out great. But the next YCH is gonna be pretty fun, I'm sure. Yeah, all these came out really good. I've had a lot of fun doing these. Let's see if they responded. I think they did. Send it before my lunch break. In an hour, so I haven't used Ko-Fi before. Okay, dokie. Alright, perfect. So Burzy is going to get back to me in about an hour, which means I'm probably going to end the stream in a sec, because it's lunchtime soon. But in the meantime, I think I'm actually going to work on something real quick. Let me get rid of this background. Set this up for the next person. This is Burzy. Okay. What was I working on? Oh, right, Blaine's sheet. Oh my god, I keep forgetting to do this one. This Eleanor picture too, I gotta work on. I might as well just do this now. This is pretty much done. Yeah, I'll just do this now. Why not? I gotta do this comic. I gotta do this comic. And that too. Okay. I guess I'll work on this Eleanor piece in the meantime. At least until we hit the 1 hour mark, which should be in about 10 minutes. You think? Yeah, okay, this is what I was struggling with actually. Because I'm trying to get her color palette just right. And I think this looks too dark actually, for the kind of lighting I had in mind. OMG, hi Eleanor. Yeah, here she is. It's the lady. The peaked in her 20s. the she peaked in high school and now she's 25 and she doesn't know what to do with her life dear. You see. Oh goodness. No, don't worry, Glog. I don't think you peaked in high school. I get the feeling a lot of people are going to be able to relate to Eleanor. She's a funny little individual. Damn, okay, why is the sandbagging being so dumb? There we go. Don't know what was up with that. So this should actually be the other way around. Yeah, like this, and that's way too dark. It should be like this. I'm not... Okay, this is where it becomes a little tricky. I don't know how this would look in this kind of lighting. So this would be like the middle of the day, probably. Which would mean this would be the bottom saturation and this would be the top part. But this would probably be lighter, so I don't want to make it too light. Okay, let's try this and then just saturate the hell out of it. Did that look before? Might stick with this, but actually just reverse it. Okay, and then I'll switch this around. It's always this part of her color I can never figure out. The head area is always super complicated for Eleanor. Just because of how, like, distinct some of the colors here are. Okay, let me mess with this a bit. This might just straight up look fine like this, but slightly lighter down here. Slightly more saturated up here. Let's try this. Oh, damn it. These colors are just like too nice. Like they work too well together. Okay, I'll leave it like this and then I'll just mess with her base color a little bit. Oh, that should actually give a decent foregrounding for that. So we have that like front bit there and that kind of insinuates that there's like a bit of a background to it almost. Oof, okay. Yeah, this part is gonna suck. Yeah, what color is this gonna be, huh? Okay, well that's not bad. That's a good start. I think we'll leave that there for now. But the rest of her is gonna be tough. This doesn't look too bad actually. This looks decent. This is a nice color. I used this earlier for the... It's a little too desaturated for midday lighting, but this might be good. It's a base, yeah. And I think I'll mess around a bit here. Why is your hair gotta be so goddamn pink? Who designed this? So I think in the middle of the day, it would actually be the opposite of what I'm thinking. I think the lower part would actually be less saturated, but I can't be fully sure. I think it would actually look more like this in the middle of the day. You know what? Actually, let me make my life a bit easier. Just actually put like a physical light source here, just so I don't forget. Should actually, yeah, this should be a lot easier now. I think I'll make this a lot lighter. There we go. Now I have a reference I've been looking at recently for this kind of style. Yeah, the lines seem to be a lot smaller on this one, and they blend in way more. They actually disappear on this reference pretty frequently. Let's try that. So her hair seems to be the part that would need the most definition, generally speaking. But just let me see what happens if I just completely clear out parts of this. You know, it loses some of the sketchiness of it. So we know this color is going to be yellow because I have the reflection set up on her nose, which means I can probably saturate this a teeny bit more. Now the jacket is really throwing me off because green reflects super strangely in this kind of lighting. If anything, it might look more like this, and then like, ouch, color theory. It might look, honestly, it might even just look like this, but very slightly more green. Yeah, I think that's basically what I have in mind. I hate drawing green in this kind of lighting, but I'm going to be drawing a lot of green in this kind of lighting, so I got to figure it out now. I just made my first ever YCH yesterday. Hey, glad to hear it, Salty Pretzel. Also lovely to have you on stream. Okay, let's add this here. Yeah, because that is more green, I guess. Because that makes sense. Now it would be like this, actually, yeah. And then I think the yoga pants will just stay like this color. I actually do really like that color. And so this can just be made darker. I think this can actually just literally be made the same color as the pants themselves. Just a teeny bit darker. And the jacket is going to be a little bit harder to color grade. Like this should be green, but I think the actual hoodie part should be like a dark brown. This is gonna, yeah, there we go. Yeah, color grading in this lighting kind of sucks ass, but I definitely got to figure it out. Because like half of Lima Nox is in this lighting. Okay, or that could just disappear. That's perfectly fine too. Okay, so our hands are there. I think this is actually fine. Like this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I was having a lot of trouble with this coloring earlier. It was really tough. I think it looks cool. Alright, perfect. Well, that's certainly reassuring to hear. Thank you, Glug. And yeah, congratulations, Salty Pretzels. Uh, don't be... Trust me, YCHs take a fair bit of time to get off the ground. So, you gotta really try over and over again for people to get into it. But I'm sure one of them will probably at least sell a little bit at some point. Either way, though, I'm super glad to hear that. Here's hoping they sell. Okay, so this should actually be the color of her tank top. Let me fix this real quick. And then this should be, just wait. Very slightly lighter maybe? Yeah, teeny bit. Not sure how I feel about this green right now. Sorry, this hoodie, because this is technically like an olive yellow. Oh, but it does make more sense this way. Okay, wait, let me dilate the selection a tiny bit. Yeah, this should be good. Oof. Okay, that carries a lot over on this lower part here. So it is just the hoodie that I have to refix. Yeah, okay, let's try that again. So what color will this be? No, it kind of does look just fine with this, but I think maybe I might have to adjust this part. Let's see. Yeah, that's much better, I think. Is it? Yeah, it's a lot better. Just out of curiosity, though, let me try and make this one work just to see if it really is this one or not. Let me see. Okay, I think this one works best, actually. No, this one's a bit more high contrast. We'll stick with this one. Now the number. So there's a funny little story, actually, about the number. So they're lab number 17. But one of the things I kind of thought would be really funny is if the 17 is actually backwards on her uniform because they just didn't have the money to get it printed right. So like on top of everything, even her uniform isn't like even her uniform is kind of messed up. And I thought that'd be pretty funny. Here we go. Like she can't even get a proper uniform. There we go. Just need to figure out where this would actually go on this. I suppose this would, is this a bend in or is this a bend out? This would be more like this, wouldn't it? Let me see. Let me erase this real quick. Does that make sense? Maybe spread this out a teeny bit more. This is so sad. Yeah, it was originally an accident. Like I put it backwards and then I was like, and then a friend mentioned it and I was like, it'd actually be kind of funnier if it was, it was just messed up. So much more depressing, but it did seem a lot funnier. Don't feel too bad for her. She was not a great person. She's been humbled, but that's what the story's about. She's still got some growing to do. Okay, let me adjust this so that it connects here. There we go. Yeah, that's what the story's for. I still gotta work on some of the new comics for sure. Hmm. Okay, let me see. Actually, I think I might need to cut this a tiny bit here. So the bend is a bit more obvious. And then the 7 should kind of pull down a tiny bit. And this actually needs to be darker because this is the back. like that, yeah, a bit more yellow. There'll be some parts of it that probably have it right, just so like here maybe. Somebody made an Anther truck today. Oh, that's great, dude. So it seems like the idea you made kind of interested someone. That's really neat. Keychains, keychains, keychains. Yep. Here we go. Yeah, why am I suffering? Why don't I just use a bucket tool? It's literally what this thing is for. Okay, that's why I don't use the bucket tool. Damn, is it gonna be like that for all of these keys? No, that's just fine. Okay, and I guess I'll just dilate this to make my life a little easier. Here we go. Now I think as soon as this one's done, I'm gonna be heading off stream, but I'm gonna be working on the next one later probably, because I want to see if I can get all the YCHs done by the end of the week. But it's been a joy to do them. They've been all really fun. And we'll add a bit more pink here to balance that out. Maybe like a silverish color, like for one of these. No, so it'd have to be a bit like this, I think. If all the YCHs are done, does that mean the next stream will be a random art stream? Yeah, most likely. Yeah, it's probably just gonna be another like a random art stream. So there are some comics I've been meaning to do for a while, so it might, if anything, it'll probably be one of those that I'm gonna start doing. But I can't say for sure, but most likely it will be a random art stream. I also still gotta find an editor for all the videos that I'm doing, or that I want to do, because I haven't really had time to do them with all the stuff I've been doing now. Okay, so this has to be balanced out, because this doesn't look right. She got her flip phone out. Okay. This is relatively balanced enough, I think. Oh, her tail. I almost forgot that. Every single time. Literally doesn't matter what piece it is. I don't think I'm missing anything in particular. What happens if I just hue shift this to green? Yeah, it does look really out of place. Saturate that a lot more. Actually, no, it looks fine as is. Where's my multiply layer? Here we go. Yeah, I think I'll do shading on this one. Why not? Or actually, what would this look like with hard light? This might be a bit too bright for hard light. Yeah, this is too bright for hard light. Let me see. Okay, so shading. So it's coming from above, which means it's going to be coming down here. Actually grab this real quick. I'll remove that now. See any my comment about someone else making an anthro trick today? Uh, Unfortunately, I haven't checked right yet. Let me see. Oh, hey, someone did make one. That's really neat. The honk honk. Oh, sweet, dude. Here we go. Here we are. And let me just get her hair in. This is a simple piece. I just wanted to do a poster just quickly for Eleanor more than anything. So this one's not going to be too crazy. No, like, nothing super fancy. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go nuts with the design in the background. Fuck it, we ball. So here we go. There's her hands. And now her thighs. And her other hand. And the tail. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to do some adjustments real quick. It certainly seems like people are really into the... You got quite a few comments on that last one. Here we go. Just line this down a bit. Perfect. And where's my soft eraser? Right here. So smooth up on this part of her head. And this part of her back, and then right under here. There we go. So this should be all the lighting we need, more or less. Hang on, what does this look like as hard light? No, okay, we'll stick with multiply. Then I think what I'll do is I'll actually do this little trick that I used to do a lot more frequently, but I haven't really done in a while. Where you basically kind of go over the shade a little bit with color here. So this is just hard light. Hang on. And then you duplicate, dilate again, and then you remove this part. Then you lower that, and I think this is actually supposed to be overlay. Yeah, I haven't really done this in a while. Not entirely sure how I feel about it, but let's stick with it just for fun. This isn't a super serious piece anyway. Let's run with the edge lighting a bit. Wow, this is turning out so good. Thank you, dude. I'm trying not to, I'm saying like, oh, I'm not going too crazy with it, but I am actually having a lot of fun. Okay, yeah, I should mess with the color lighting before I do, sorry, the lines before I do anything else. Yeah, these have got to be adjusted slightly. And her headband. How did I forget her headband? There we go. I think I'm going to try something. I've been using pin light a lot more recently. So I'm noticing it has some really interesting properties I haven't really tried too much. Seems to be pretty good as like a balancing thing. Sometimes if I just do pin light. No, okay, that doesn't work. Here we go. I think I'll clear up this multiply area a bit so her face is a little more visible. So ideally we want her face to be as readable as possible. And then we'll get the sun in here. And now the text, if you're ever to... Let's see. Let me try this. Thinking 900 probably would be good. Ooh, I think I actually do have a really good condensed font somewhere. No, too wide. Christ. This one's pretty fun. Sage is also pretty fun. No, it's too wide. All these are too wide. Oh, I have wanted to use this font for a while. Hang on. Maybe I will. I think I'm going to use this. Opportunity. Knocks but once. And then I think the sun will be like orange here, maybe? Yeah, no, like orange would be good here. Gradient that. And then let me get this color back here. So what would this be? Oh, where's my font? There it is. No, no, it's not. Here, right here. Okay, perfect. Damn, this may even have to be 1,000. If you were ever to make a comic about oh, curious. I mean, it certainly sounds like an interesting idea. I mean, that seems like it would be something more like, hang on, where's this text not aligning? Gotta go, gang. All right, see you, Glog. Money, because the other group wants money because money. I mean, that sounds like a cool idea. Maybe you should try it. Thanks for coming, Glog. Have a good day. 15. Ooh, okay, yeah, this is exactly the kind of color I was looking for. Bit brighter and less saturated, yeah. Yeah, that doesn't look right. We'll keep it like that. Why not? You know, I don't think the overlay is actually that necessary for this one. So I think I'll just keep this like this and then make this part green. Yeah, like this. This is good, I think. Let me get this here, and then finally just add the sun in the background. I think this one will be pretty much done. This look like dark actually, just out of curiosity. Also, I don't think I have all the good resources for a comic like that. Yeah, no, comics are definitely kind of tough. But I mean, like, you never know until you try it. It's worth a shot. I mean, I made my first comic like years ago. I didn't really go anywhere, but it was still fun to make. Yeah, this is eluding me slightly. Maybe something like this might be better, actually. Hang on. Yeah, this is much nicer. Okay, this is way better. Yeah, it's a little too tall, actually. I might have to lower this a bit. Actually, maybe I should make it bigger. Her ears are sort of in the way, that's the problem. Let me get this out of the way. Could be down here. But it looks better up here. Okay, let me set a maximum for myself. No taller than this. Maybe like this. Yeah, this should be about as tall as it's gonna get. No, actually a teeny bit more space up here and then to the side. And that should be good. Maybe a bit more. Just get rid of that. What happens if I just cut it like this? Okay, this is eluding me. You know what? I might just continue this later. Alright, I think this is pretty much done, honestly. Alrighty then. Alright, actually, I think I gotta head out now. But it was lovely having everyone on here today. I'll probably finish this piece up in a bit. But thank you all for coming to the stream. And everyone have a nice day. Yeah, the stream will probably be continuing later for the next YCH, but for now this is just a bit of a stopgap until the next person can pay. Oh, sorry. Well, yeah. Alright. See you guys for the next one. Have a nice